Hi there, my name is Amanda, and I'm going to teach you how to make some white sandwich bread so you can stop buying this stuff from the grocery store. In a mixing bowl, you are going to want to add 710 grams of warm water and 50 grams of sugar. And you want 14 grams of yeast, and this is for a double batch because I like to get it over with while I'm doing it. A little bit more. This shit is so light, it takes forever. There we be. And then just let that sit for a few minutes. 1,000 grams of flour. You could use bread flour or you could use all-purpose flour. I personally just have bread flour because I make sourdough a lot, so we're gonna do 1,000. Oh, a little bit too much. Oh well, that's fine. Now I'm going to add that yeast, sugar, water mixture into my bowl. Making sure you get all of the sugar that's sitting at the bottom there. Just swirl it around a little. Still some there, but whatever. Who cares? Want 15 grams of salt. 50 grams of softened butter. That'll do. Guess there's no taking it back. But I got my shit together. I'm going to lock this. Turn it on slowly. Try to get that butter broken up a little bit. Add your flour. You want to just make sure that you slowly add your flour, otherwise it's just going to have an absolute frickin' poof out the top. Alrighty. I don't like to knead with my KitchenAid because I broke my last KitchenAid by making bread. So I get it to about a very gooey texture and then I transfer it to the counter. Floured surface, you want to now it's going to be very sticky because you haven't added all your flour yet. Probably gonna need more than this. And then you just start your kneading. Obviously this is still so sticky that it's not really gonna knead, so I'm just gonna kind of roll it up, incorporate all that flour. This does kind of hurt the wrist, so if you just make one batch at a time, I'm sure the KitchenAid could withstand. I mean, I'm sure it can. They're not cheap machines. However, I'm scared because I broke my other one and it started leaking oil all over my bread. So, thankfully, Greg bought me a new one randomly one day. That was very nice. Thanks, honey. I do use it a lot. As you'll see, I like to make stuff from scratch. I do sometimes still buy store-bought bread because baby boy doesn't like sourdough. So I started making just regular white bread like this, but I do have a loaf. But I'm out of bread, and I thought, what a nice time to show you how to make some nice white bread on my new YouTube channel. See, it's starting to roll. It's not sticking to my hand too much. It's got a good shape. Oh my god, I breathed in too fast. Shape coming in. Now you just do this for 8 to 10 minutes, it says. If I'm being honest, fuck that. I haven't got time for that. I honestly don't really time it. I just kind of do it until it's firm, not sticky anymore, and feels like it stays in a ball. Apparently my mic cut out, so here you want to put that dough you just rolled into an oiled bowl. I like to use this glass one because then I can see how much it rises, because you want it to double in size before you do the next step. let me tell you a little secret. Well, you can increase that 1 hour rise time by preheating your oven just to, mine says 350, that's way too hot, just for like a few seconds. Put your bread in there so it's a little bit warm, not like hot. Turn it off. It's not hot, it's just like, you know, warm. I could still touch the metal in there and not burn myself. Here is my dough going in the oven, and here is my dough. Honestly, maybe 30 minutes later. I am glad I checked that when I did, because it's quite literally busting at the seam. Now, sorry for my whiny child pulling at my legs, but this is why I just frickin' speed it up, because I got shit to do. Okay, now you want to use a knife or whatever this thing is called to separate your loaves, kind of punch it out a little bit, and then I just roll it up into a shape that kind of resembles a you're fine loaf. He's whining because he sees his bread loaf pans he always takes out of the cupboard. You want to put your loaf into a well-greased baking dish, obviously in this case bread pan, all buttered up. And then you want to cover these with a cloth or something so that they don't dry out. Let them sit for another 30 minutes, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Woo! I actually think these might be the nicest loaves of bread that I have ever made. Take them out of the hot pan. That is beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, Mama made you some bread. And let those bad boys cool.